Once upon a time, in a friendly little town surrounded by meadows and tall trees, there lived a cheerful boy named Sammy and his best friend, a fluffy white dog named Witty. Sammy had bright, curious eyes and a big, friendly smile. Witty had the softest fur, floppy ears, and a tail that wagged with excitement every time Sammy came near.
Sammy and Witty loved to spend their days exploring, playing, and helping others.
Every day was a new adventure, and every night was filled with stories and dreams about the wonderful things they had seen and done together. One morning, Sammy woke up to the gentle sound of rain tapping against his window. He stretched, yawned, and looked over to see Witty curled up at the foot of his bed, sleeping soundly.
Sammy smiled and patted Witty's head.
Witty opened his eyes, yawned, and wagged his tail, happy to see his best friend awake.
"Good morning, Witty," Sammy whispered.
"It's a rainy day, but that doesn't mean we can't have an adventure." Sammy jumped out of bed and pulled on his favorite green sweater. He packed a small backpack with a water bottle, some apple slices, his colored pencils, and a notebook. He also grabbed his yellow raincoat and boots, just in case they wanted to go outside later.
Witty stretched, shook his fur, and followed Sammy to the kitchen for breakfast.
After eating, Sammy sat by the window and watched the raindrops race down the glass.
"What should we do today, Witty?" he wondered aloud. Witty wagged his tail and brought over his favorite squeaky ball. Sammy laughed and tossed the ball gently across the living room. Witty chased it, his paws skidding on the floor, and brought it back, ready to play again.
After a while, Sammy had an idea. "Let's make today a day of kindness, Witty.
We can find little ways to help our friends and neighbors. Even a rainy day can be special if we fill it with kindness." Witty barked softly, as if he understood, and Sammy gave him a big hug. Their first stop was next door, where Mrs. Maple lived. Mrs. Maple was an elderly lady who loved to bake cookies and tell stories about when she was young.
Sammy put on his raincoat, and Witty shook himself dry, ready to brave the drizzle outside.
They knocked on Mrs. Maple's door, and she opened it with a warm smile. "Well, hello there, Sammy and Witty.
What brings you out on a rainy morning?"
"We wanted to see if you needed any help today," Sammy said.
"Maybe we could walk your little dog, Muffin, or help you carry groceries."
Mrs. Maple's eyes sparkled with happiness. "You are so kind, Sammy. Muffin would love a walk, and I could use some help folding laundry."
Sammy and Witty played with Muffin in the living room, tossing a small ball and making her jump around with joy. Then Sammy helped Mrs. Maple fold warm, clean towels, and Witty curled up at their feet. When they finished, Mrs. Maple gave them each a cookie and thanked them for their kindness.
Back outside, the rain had slowed to a gentle drizzle. Sammy and Witty walked down the street to visit Mr. Pine, who lived alone in a little blue house. Mr. Pine loved to garden, but the rain had kept him indoors for days. "Hello, Mr. Pine," Sammy called as they knocked on the door.
"Do you need any help today?" Mr. Pine smiled and invited them in.
"I was just sorting my seed packets for the spring. Would you like to help?" Sammy and Witty sat with Mr. Pine, sorting colorful packets of flower and vegetable seeds.
Mr. Pine told them all about the different plants he hoped to grow, and Sammy drew pictures of the flowers in his notebook.
Witty listened quietly, his tail wagging whenever Mr. Pine smiled.
After a while, the rain stopped, and a soft sunlight peeked through the clouds. Sammy and Witty thanked Mr. Pine and promised to help him plant seeds when the weather was warm again.
On their way home, they heard a soft meowing sound.
Sammy looked around and saw a small gray kitten stuck in a tree.
"Oh no, Witty, we have to help."
Sammy carefully climbed onto a low branch and reached out to the kitten. "It's okay, little one.
I'll help you down." Witty barked gently, encouraging the kitten to trust Sammy. With patience and a steady hand, Sammy lifted the kitten and brought her safely to the ground.
The kitten purred and rubbed against Witty's legs.
Sammy checked the kitten's collar and saw her name was Luna. "Let's take you home, Luna," Sammy said. They walked to the house at the end of the street, where Luna's family lived. The door opened, and a little girl squealed with happiness. "Luna, you found her."
"Thank you, Sammy and Witty." The girl's mom thanked them and gave Sammy a small bag of homemade muffins to take home. Sammy shared a muffin with Witty as they walked back, feeling proud of their good deed.
When they reached home, Sammy and Witty sat on the porch, watching the last drops of rain fall from the leaves.
The air smelled fresh and clean, and the garden sparkled with tiny raindrops. Sammy opened his notebook and drew pictures of their day, the cookies at Mrs. Maple's, the colorful seeds at Mr. Pine's, and Luna the kitten safe and sound.
Witty rested his head on Sammy's knee, happy and content.
As the sky cleared, a beautiful rainbow appeared, stretching across the sky. Sammy and Witty watched in awe, feeling peaceful and grateful for the day they had shared. That evening, Sammy's mom made a warm dinner, and they all sat together, talking about the adventures of the day. Sammy told his mom about helping Mrs. Maple, sorting seeds with Mr. Pine, and rescuing Luna.
Witty wagged his tail at all the right moments, as if he understood every word. After dinner, Sammy brushed his teeth, put on his pajamas, and climbed into bed. Witty curled up beside him, his soft fur warm and comforting. Sammy looked out the window at the twinkling stars and whispered, "Thank you, Witty, for being my best friend. Today was a wonderful day because we shared kindness with others." Witty gave a gentle wag of his tail and closed his eyes. As Sammy drifted off to sleep, he dreamed of more adventures with Witty, of sunny days in the meadow, helping friends, and finding magic in every moment.
He knew that with Witty by his side, every day could be filled with kindness, joy, and love.
Good night, little dreamers.
May your dreams be filled with gentle rain, rainbows, and the magic of friendship, just like Sammy and Witty's. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to Fuzzy Fable Factory for more gentle bedtime adventures.
Sweet dreams, and see you next time.